In the rolling bluegrass countryside, just outside Lexington, Kentucky, there is a place where the heartbeat of the horse racing world can be felt every single morning. This is the Thoroughbred Center, once known as the Kentucky Horse Center, a working training facility where young racehorses learn their craft and where visitors can step behind the scenes of one of America's most legendary industries. Surrounded by some of the most beautiful and prestigious horse farms in the region, the Thoroughbred Center sits right at the heart of what people call the horse capital of the world. Covering more than 200 acres of prime Kentucky bluegrass, the Thoroughbred Center is much more than just a farm or a racetrack. It is a complete training environment, purpose-built for thoroughbred racehorses and the people who care for them. The facility typically houses hundreds of horses at any one time, with the capacity for over 1,000, all going through the daily routine that, one day, might lead them to famous tracks like Keeneland or Churchill Downs. Every barn, every paddock, every track is designed around one goal: to turn raw, athletic potential into polished racing talent. The story of the Thoroughbred Center is closely tied to Lexington's long and proud equine history. For more than 2 centuries, this area has been a center for breeding, training and racing thoroughbred horses, and the region's reputation has drawn owners and trainers from all over the world. The facility itself first opened in 1969, at a time when Kentucky's racing and breeding industries were expanding and needed a dedicated, professional space for training. In 2000, the historic Keeneland Association, already famous for its racecourse and world-leading thoroughbred auctions, purchased the Thoroughbred Center and integrated it into its wider vision for Kentucky racing. That connection with Keeneland, and the continued investment in the site, is a sign of how important this place is to the future of the sport. Today, the Thoroughbred Center operates as a year-round training base on roughly 230 to 245 acres of land along Paris Pike on the northeast side of Lexington. It offers 2 dirt training tracks, one about 5 furlongs and another around 7.5 furlongs, allowing trainers to design precise exercise routines for horses at different stages of their development. Recent improvements have added new state-of-the-art barns with wide shed rows, generous ventilation, dedicated feed rooms and modern wash stalls, all built to keep both horses and people safe, comfortable and efficient during busy training hours. When you walk through the stable area, you can see how carefully the layout has been planned: plenty of airflow and light, easy movement for horses, and safe separation between horse traffic and vehicles or equipment. If you visit early in the morning, you'll witness the most important part of the day at the Thoroughbred Center: training. As the sun comes up over the bluegrass fields, riders and exercise jockeys lead horses from their barns to the track, often trotting through a light mist that hangs over the ground. On the training tracks, horses warm up, then gradually build to strong, powerful gallops, learning how to balance their speed, stamina and responsiveness to the rider. Trainers watch closely from the rail, studying each horse's stride, breathing and attitude, making notes that will shape the next day's plan. For the horses, this is school. For the people who work here, it is both a job and a passion. Behind the scenes, away from the track itself, an entire support system keeps the operation running smoothly. Inside the barns, grooms move from stall to stall, feeding, grooming and checking each horse, making sure they are healthy, comfortable and ready for their next workout. After training, the horses are cooled down, washed, walked and returned to rest, following routines that are carefully designed to protect their muscles, joints and overall well-being. Veterinarians, farriers and other specialists visit regularly, providing expert care that keeps these equine athletes in peak condition. When you see the smooth, powerful stride of a thoroughbred on race day, it is the result of countless quiet hours like these, spent in places like the Thoroughbred Center. For visitors, the Thoroughbred Center offers a rare opportunity to see all of this up close. Guided behind-the-scenes tours, usually scheduled in the morning, take small groups around the training tracks, and through selected barns, giving guests a front-row view of the everyday life of racehorses. On these tours, you may stand close to the rail while horses thunder past in their workouts, feel the ground shake under their hooves, and hear the breathing and hoofbeats that cameras or TV never fully capture. You might also walk through a barn, learn how a stall is set up, see how feed and bedding are managed, and hear explanations of how trainers plan a horse's progress from young prospect to seasoned racer. It is an educational experience, but also an emotional one, especially for anyone who loves horses. The tours are structured to give guests an informative, but respectful look at the working side of the property. Because this is an active training center, visitors are usually only allowed on guided tours and not for self-guided wandering, so that horses and staff can stay focused and safe. Groups are kept relatively small, often around a dozen people, which allows plenty of time for questions and more personal interaction with guides. The tours typically last around 90 minutes, long enough to see morning track work, visit at least one barn, and gain a full picture of what a typical day is like. For tourists coming to Lexington, the Thoroughbred Center is often recommended as one of the best ways to understand why this region is so deeply connected to the thoroughbred industry. Beyond its training and tour operations, the Thoroughbred Center also plays a role as an event venue and educational hub. The facility includes spaces such as a large pavilion, a holding area, and an equestrian-style lounge, which can be used for seminars, banquets, award ceremonies and corporate events, often giving guests the chance to hold their special occasion in the middle of a genuine working horse center. The site has even served as headquarters for the North American Racing Academy, reflecting its importance in training not only horses, but also the next generation of riders and racing professionals. Set among manicured paddocks and classic Kentucky landscapes, these event spaces combine the romance of the horse world with practical, flexible facilities. The location of the Thoroughbred Center is no accident. From here, trainers are within a 6-hour drive of around 10 racetracks, including major venues in Kentucky and neighboring states. That strategic position makes it an ideal base for stables that campaign horses across multiple circuits, coming back to Lexington for rest and training between races. The improvements made in recent years, such as new barns and better parking and traffic flow, show how seriously owners like Keeneland take this role.